Hello. So I'm like super behind on my journal entries. We've had a birth explosion at work. So I'm just not getting around to 2.11 reflective journal, and this is supposed to be reflecting about a complication in the first stage of labor that you've observed, and that actually happened this week. We've had kind of a traumatic birth week. I mean, kind of, not super traumatic, but I did experience my first resuscitation this week with a client who also hemorrhaged. But anyways, that's not what I'm going to talk about for the first stage. We had a patient who had normal blood pressures toward the beginning of her pregnancy, and then normal meaning like they were like 110/70, 118/, like 80. Of course, they dipped in the second trimester, kind of like they normally do. And then toward the very end of the pregnancy, they started creeping up, like 37 weeks and beyond. We see each patient from like 35, 36 weeks beyond. We see them weekly. And so each week it was getting a little higher and a little higher until the point that it was like definitely over 15 points from the baseline at the beginning. And so obviously that was like a reason for concern. Then her legs started swelling pretty bad. Never had it. So every appointment we would always ask for about epigastric pain, swelling, headaches, all of the preeclampsia symptoms. We always do a urine dipstick, and she would have like trace protein, but nothing like serious. So in the 39th week, we did send her for a 24-hour urine and liver profiles or liver panel. All that came back normal. And so we just kept monitoring it. It never really got above like 140/90, but it was creeping up. So my preceptor was like, we really should see what we can do to get her delivered, because it's just consistently going up. So we felt like that was probably going to be the best thing. When I think about it, I'm just like obviously so inexperienced that something like that kind of makes me nervous. So I may have transferred before labor. I don't know. I would just have to assess the situation, but it made me nervous a little bit more and more. So labor began on her due date, which is so rare. She had the baby the next day. It was like, I don't know, 2:00 in the morning. And when she came in for her initial assessment that we did, her blood pressure was, let me see if I can look at it, because I think I had it written down. It was, it was like 137/97, which is already pretty high. And then I don't know, I know that this is not like technically protocol for like Barney's and things like that, but my preceptor's protocol is, who worked in a hospital for 30 years, her protocol is to do hourly vitals and listen to the baby whenever they're in early labor, like latent labor, if they're there before 4 centimeters. Once active labor hits, then we do every 30 minutes, which seems excessive because we're doing temperature, blood pressure, respirations, and listening to the baby. Listening to the baby, I can see that, but I feel like the vitals is a little overkill. In this situation, I do feel like it was like something that we would want to monitor a little closer. So the next read was 147/99. And so for me, that was like, I probably would have transferred then. I probably would have been like, this is not going well. Like, you need a little bit more support. So I probably would have made the transfer then, just to avoid like stroke, seizures, anything like that. But I always come back to my preceptor has 40 years of experience. She worked in a hospital for 40 years. She's delivered over 10,000 babies. So I feel like, what she does and what I would feel comfortable with are so different that it's just like they're not the same at all. So her first thought was like, do we have any type of magnesium that we could give her? We didn't. So her next thought was to get her in the water. She was planning on a water labor or birth anyways. So we got her into the birth tub, which was 99 to 100 degrees. Okay. And so we got her into that, and that vasodilated her and brought her blood pressure down to like 135/89. So that was definitely an effective tool that I read through Varney's, Miles, and what was the other one? Oxford and Foote, and none of those mentioned hydrotherapy as a way to vasodilate and get blood pressure under control. So it was interesting because it was like, it really worked. And also the baby was born like 15 minutes later. So that was another thing that my preceptor was like, you know, either she needs to deliver pretty rapidly or we need to transfer. And I looked back through the notes, and she did put in there that we were waiting something to evaluate risks, which I think that's like the first time I've ever seen her put that in notes. So anyways, I didn't find hydrotherapy in any of those textbooks, and I searched for it on Ovid, however you say it, and on PubMed, and I didn't find anything, and Google Scholar. Did not find any you know, like journals, reviews, anything about using hydrotherapy for lowering blood pressure. So I don't know. I feel like it was a really, really good method. It worked. The baby came really fast after that. Nothing happened. But this is something that I think that I would have transferred in this case.